Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look at Luna and see what in the hell is going on here. This is quite amazing. Obviously we already know kind of what's going on with Bitcoin being up 8%. Luna in turn, somewhere in the range of 22% if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, awesome gains, great stuff. We just hit our second profit target as a community for a swing trade we opened, fairly recent. And I can tell you that Luna has a lot left in the tank, right? So we're going to take a look at that here, see what the potential profit targets are, as well as obviously just understand big picture what's going on, how healthy is this continuation. So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, to love teaching people how to trade, I hope you can learn something here today. I've been trading for over 15 years. I created a trading community. Link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech if you want to become a better trader. I actually have an academy and I send out signals for every trade that I take. We just took 15% off Bitcoin in 7 hours yesterday, and Luna, we took 38% if I'm not mistaken, as well in just a few days. So really cool stuff. Check that out in your own time. Again, CryptoCache.tech. So Luna is amazing. I love this coin. It's definitely one of the long-term coins I feel is going to do really well. So even adding to your position now would not be a terrible thing, because first of all, we got to acknowledge the fact that we are in break previous all-time high territory. When I say that, I don't mean that we've closed above yet, right? Because you should know by now if you've watched any of my videos, closing on the one-day candlestick is extremely important. We saw two closes on December 26th and 27th, right at the price point of $99.50. So even though the price is at $101 is a close approximate right now, and yes, we've passed that, we still haven't broken it. Okay, we need to get a close above that level. So just note, a little premature to celebrate the fact that we broke all-time highs, because technically, yes, we're close, but we still haven't gotten there yet. Okay, now, a little reminder too, kind of how this normally works. When you break all-time highs, you get into price discovery. Price discovery can go any sort of way. A lot of times what you want to do is use key level Fibonacci retracement lines to understand where it's going to go next. Now I haven't updated this to reflect today's price action yet because this one-day candlestick hasn't closed yet. So if you're curious why my Fibonacci levels are for a previous date, you don't need to expand it yet. Again, depending on what time frame you're trading. I prefer to use the one-day candlestick for closes, which is what I just explained to you. So we should not do that here yet. That being said, we keep our previous high, most recent high, and then of course the previous low. I could adjust this here as well, but I've used this is basically how I use my original indication of profit targets. So we're going to stick to this here for now, but I would implore you to obviously update your Fibonacci retracement levels as you progress and get higher in price. Find the most recent high and the most recent low. Again, we're not using today's candlestick just yet, because we want to base this on previous data, not today's data that hasn't closed yet. That being said, if we take a look, of course, at the moving averages here, you can see we're above both averages. We are testing 70 right now in the RSI. I'd prefer for it to kind of relax and calm down and go sideways for a day or two, right around $98 or $100. Will Luna do that? Probably not. Luna fashion is to increase rapidly and to retrace moderately. So we should expect to see a continuation here based on the fact that we had, how many days was it? We got about 4, no, I guess it was only 4, yeah. We only got about 4 days of consolidation / retracement here recently. So when I covered it last, it was coming down, and it did effectively bounce off $77. Now it's continued upwards to break $100 tentatively, and we want to see how much further it's going to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other things. We got a bounce off of the MACD, which is essentially the same as a convergence, so it's a very, very good sign there. It does imply that we're a bit on the overextended side, but I don't think it really matters at this point. Because again, continuation plays are different. You want to find and identify coins because there's 3 different coin types or just trading types, right? You've got these descending channels, which Bitcoin's been in for some time, or it was in previously from November to February. Now it's essentially channeling sideways, which is the second type of time frame you can do. You can do channel trading or range trading. And the very last one, of course, is an ascending type of pattern, which is breakout trading, which is what Luna's doing now. Those are the best ones to trade because the likelihood of it going up is much higher, and you don't have to, it's already broken key level resistances, so it's going to just continue. Now, granted, we haven't closed on the one-day candlestick just yet, but it's very common fashion for the price to test that level and to consolidate there for a short while, even to break, come back down and to test it again, build a foundation, and then go up from there. So we shouldn't expect Luna to just continue to shoot upwards. We could and should expect it to kind of hang out here at this price point for maybe a day or two and then leg up again. So I don't think you've missed your shot per se. It almost always comes up and comes back down one last time before it takes off. All right, so anyways, Looking here at the 4 hour, what we want to do is look at TD sequential. We're at an 8. Bitcoin's also at an 8 as well, so you want to be mindful of that. We could expect some sideways action from Bitcoin, which does imply Luna could continue. But truth be told, we are, again, I mean, take a look at this here from bottom to top. In this, 36-hour period, we're 32% in or higher. So you want to recognize the fact that we should expect some consolidation soon for it to go much further than one more candlestick, or just say this continuation should only last 4 to 8 more hours tops. It could potentially work 12 to 24 hours longer. I've seen that happen before. That can totally happen in crypto. I wouldn't be surprised if Luna did that, so I wouldn't say necessarily wait to take entry. But if it does come back down, feel free to add to your position if that makes sense. But again, this is a nice continuation play. It should consolidate a little bit and then continue higher. That's basically the idea. Taking a look at, the 4 hour RSI. Once again, we are overextended. Don't love that. We also have the MACD converged on the 7th? That was the 8th at 1 a.m. Yeah. So a lot of synonymous behavior with Bitcoin, only like 3 or 4x of Bitcoin. And also, if you look at Luna's Bitcoin chart, it is doing very well, much more expensive, or I guess you could say valuable, than Bitcoin. So if you compare that to Bitcoin, it's doing much better than the average coin is right now, comparatively. All right, so just take a look at the 1 hour and we'll call it a day here. So I know I'm kind of just going in circles. We are at a 9 and we're hitting this overextension here, okay? So again, that's kind of what I'm talking about. That's why we shouldn't expect to see much more than another 8, maybe just say 4 to 8 hours. Not 48, 4 to 8 hours worth of consolidation here at this price point. We should not expect it to go much higher. If it goes a lot higher, it's going to come back down a lot harder. So we don't want that. We want a nice continuation because this is still healthy. Even though it's a lot, it's still healthy, right? We just got to get more consolidation here to kind of make up for this big leg up. So again, we're extremely overextended on the 1 hour, and the 4 hour tells us we only have one more candlestick. So if we see a 9 on the 4 hour here in just a little while, which we should, that's 15 more minutes, then we're going to effectively be at a position where it's overextended on 2 time frames. When you see that, the likelihood of turning around, or just more importantly, going sideways, I don't think it's going to necessarily fall, is much higher. So just keep that in mind. We shouldn't expect much more higher from Luna at this time. If we do, it could correct itself much harder, and that would be disadvantageous for everyone. So I would just say, consider adding to your position anywhere between 90 and 105. I know it sounds crazy, but those are good price points. And hopefully you've already been invested in Luna previously and you have some profits here that you might have already taken. Might recommend that. We took some profits here earlier today, and it was a nice little situation. Hit our second profit target for a trade we opened, I think, no less than a week ago. Other than that, really not much else we truly need to know, because it is overextended on the shorter time frames, but the 1 day looks very, very good. So let's just go with the hypothetical here and kind of go with potential. What could happen? Now, if you see this dotted line, that's our profit target. That's our third profit target for our trade. That should net us somewhere in the range of 80 to 100%. But leading into that, where are we going to stop between there now and then, right? So what's typical fashion for breaking an all-time high is for the price to break above the high, right? So to say, for example, comes up, then oftentimes it comes down and consolidates right at that previous resistance. So we should expect consolidation around $100. Whether or not it comes up, comes down, or just goes sideways from here, one of two things should happen. And what it should do from there is, of course, fuel up, so to speak, for the next push. The next push could be somewhere in the range of 112 to 120. I would say big picture though, and this is a best case scenario, but I still think it's very likely, which is why we set our target at 131. I think 150 is very realistic for Luna this year, possibly even this month. Again, Luna has a tendency of taking off. It's one of those deflationary coins. It's got really good fundamentals, and I do think that we're going to see it get a lot bigger. So just be mindful of that, be ready for that. I'm not telling you that's going to happen tomorrow. If it does, I wouldn't like that. We need to see some consolidation at this price point. A close above 100 would be great, but if we just consolidate here for a couple more days, that'd be even better, right? Give us that relaxation before the next marathon. So just note, we're in good shape here. I would consider taking a position soon, because obviously you wait too long on this one, it'll be gone. But you'd be surprised. You would expect this to turn around and correct itself based on how high it goes. Yes, it did this here previously, but you got to understand Bitcoin was on a significant downtrend. Right now, Bitcoin's on an uptrend, and the likelihood of testing 44.5 is much higher. That being said, we could very well break 44,500 for Bitcoin, which would push us into that upper echelon there, that resistance zone, and break that, creating a support. We really, really want that from Bitcoin because it's have this ascending wedge pattern, and it's going to break out soon. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I cover that every single day. Link maybe above for Bitcoin. Check that out, of course. Make sure you look at that because it's really helpful to know what Bitcoin's doing to understand what these coins are going to do. All right, well, I hope you learned something here today. If you did, comment below. If you didn't, that's okay too. Consider becoming a community member so you can become a better trader. I send out signals for every single trade that I take, both day and swing trades. They're fully automated, as well as a trading academy that gives you the foundation of everything you need to know to become a better trader from start to finish. So that's what I'm here for. My goal is to help you become a better trader, so thanks again for your time. We will look forward to seeing the next video. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Take care.